Welcome to our channel. We're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Come on in and grab a chair and sit a spell with us. If you like readable versions of all of our content, be sure to check out both of our blogs. The links to our blogs will always be in the description box below our videos. Welcome to today's video, ladies, as we're going to cover another section of the Proverbs 31 woman. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is going to get deep and personal. And trust me when I say that this is not something that I am throwing out there to other women. This is something I had to do a reality check on myself when I studied this and praying when I became a young wife. Me and my husband got married when we were 19 years old. Did we know everything at 19? No. We had a lot to learn. I knew what I wanted to be and I knew who I wanted to be. I just didn't know it all. 19 years old, you're still coming out of your teenage years, entering young adulthood, and you're not all the way mature yet. And when we got married, we started learning things about each other, and I started wanting to know more about the Proverbs 31 woman. So in my younger years, I started reading, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a lot to learn. And over the decades, I have learned more, and trust me when I say I am still learning. There is so much about the Proverbs 31 woman that I don't think we're going to know all of it before we leave this earth and we meet a bunch of them. But today's section, I want to talk about verses 12. We're going to combine two verses and verse 23. Verse 12 says, "She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life." Verse 23, her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. The reason why I want to, excuse me, y'all, put both of these two verses together is because men, elders in the Bible, I don't even know where to start, y'all. Let me start with her husband. Since it says he is known at the gates. In biblical times, the elders were who was considered righteous, of good reputation, lived good lives by the law, by the Bible, all that good stuff. Mature men, young guys, didn't get to go and sit with the elders. These were mature men and of good reputation. Anybody just didn't get to sit with the elder men. Like I said, if you had a bad reputation or you were not a noble elder, you probably didn't get to sit at the gates with the rest of the men, talking and things like that. He was mature enough to be there. Okay? Men, her husband was mature enough to sit at the gates in the city to join in with the elder men and sit down and talk, have conversations, and visit with. So, guys, that's for you. Now, this is where the women come in at. I've got notes wrote down here, and I'm probably going to be scattered, and I don't mean to. It's just how I wrote them down. Ladies, do you help protect your husband's reputation, his integrity, and his character? Or are you tearing him down? Oh, let's start with reputation. Not only can a man ruin his own reputation by the way that he lives, I'm going to say this as gently as I know how to. Women of reputable reputations can affect their husbands' reputations. I want that to sink in. We're going to cover in another video the Proverbs 31 woman's character. We'll get to her reputation. But the way that you live, you act, you talk, you dress, affects your husband's reputation. I'm going to give that a minute to sink in. How is your mouth? Is it a potty mouth? Do you sound like a mature woman? See, I told y'all this was going to be reality checks. Okay? How's your mouth? How is your dress? Modest. Your dress. How do you act around your husband and around other people when y'all are maybe out with friends or things like that? How do you act? How do you present yourself standing beside your husband in conversation, in the way that you act? Oh, that cuts deep, don't it? How we perceive ourselves and how we show ourselves around other people when we're with our husbands says a lot about ourselves. Let me give some examples. I can't stand to get around a group of women who get together and all they want to do is talk bad about their husbands all the time. I hear them tearing him down, belittling him, criticizing them, even making fun of him, embarrassing him. Yes, ladies, I know men can be quirky. They can be aggravating and etc. But sometimes these good husbands don't deserve what they get sometimes by their wives. You don't need to do this in front of your friends. You don't need to do this in front of your family. You don't need to do this in front of him, period. Whether he is sitting right there beside you or y'all are y'all are not together. You're out with your friends. I hear so many women cutting their husband down, belittling, criticizing, making fun. And y'all, I feel so sorry for the husbands. I feel so sorry for the husband. It just makes me want to cry. It just makes me want to have a little come to Jesus meeting with these women. Now, I'm going to throw this in there. When you get married young, sometimes you can still be immature. Young ladies, if y'all are marrying young and you're a young lady listening to this, please change this in your marriage and in your relationship right now before it goes any further, or you're going to destroy a good man and a good man's reputation. His bad habits and his quirks don't need to be discussed with everybody. I'm sorry, but there are just some things you don't need to go out here and tell your friends, because once you start doing that, you got all these friends that's going to have different opinions and different thoughts, and they're going to throw in their 2 cents worth. And some of this 2 cents worth, you're going to be hearing, oh, I wouldn't put up with that. Oh, you can do better than that. Y'all, some of these women can start giving y'all some advice that's going to pull you away from your husband and your marriage and your family than put you closer together with your husband and your marriage and your family. Do you see where I'm going with this? I'm going to throw this in there because this is a pet peeve of mine. Over the last decade, social media has become a really big thing. And a lot of people, a lot of wives, immature wives, are just loving, bashing their husbands on all this social media. Stop it. Just stop. I'm going to be that bold woman right now and tell you I'm going to be like Paul and Peter. Stop it. You're acting like a foolish woman. And we all know what the Bible says about foolish women. They tear their house down, not build it up. Look up how many times it talks about a foolish woman in the Bible. You are acting like a foolish woman when you do that. Your husband does not deserve that. Okay? You got a good man. You need to spend more time praising him, encouraging him, inspiring him, uplifting him, helping build his reputation, not tearing it down. Whew. I probably lost about 75% of y'all right there. I'm not apologizing. It's very immature. It's immature on you. It's showing how foolish and immature you really are. Please stop. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these other social medias do not need to know what's going on in your home. Does not need to know every little bad thing that your husband does, or every time you want to make fun of him for doing something. The whole world don't need to know about it. And especially, I can't stand to see people putting all their personal marital business on social media for all the world to see. Stop it. You are belittling your marriage, your confidence that your husband has in you. Oh, we can throw this in here. Verse 11. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. If you're out here bashing him, making fun of him, you're ruining his confidence in you too, and your trust, his trust in you. You are tearing down the person that you love. If he has squirks, if he has problems, he has annoyances, he has sins, the best thing that you need to be doing for your husband is praying for your husband. Getting alone with God and crying out to God and praying for your husband. But in the Proverbs 31 woman's husband too, guys, was also known at the gates. He sat with the elders. He was a righteous man. He earned his spot. But he couldn't do it if he had a foolish woman talking about him all the time. Stop putting your husbands down. You're not doing them any good. You're lowering their self-esteem. You're hurting their reputation. You're hurting their confidence, their self-confidence, and you look like a foolish woman. Okay, I've said enough about that. Okay. Then I asked you about your reputation. Is your reputation helping or hurting him? Check yourself. Y'all, there's a lot of times when my husband will say, check your face. Oh, let me tell y'all what that means. I'm a bold person that just speaks the truth, and sometimes I speak what comes to my mind first. And sometimes if my mouth don't say it, my face will, and my husband's like, he'll nudge me, check your face. Pop me again, check your face. I get the hint, okay? He has to remind me sometimes. Check my mouth. Does that really need to be said, or is it going to hurt, or is it going to help? Y'all, I still have to pray about that sometimes. Okay, we covered that. Oh, your marital problems needs to be discussed with maybe like an elder woman in the church, a godly woman, someone that's going to hold everything that you just told her in confidence. She's not going to go off and repeat anything that you said, talk to other ladies in the church about it. If you're going to talk to someone, you need to find someone that you can trust. Your little friends can do more damage sometimes than good, especially if they're not mature enough. I'm trying to teach y'all from experience how to start out being mature, and you don't have to learn this 30 years into marriage like I did. I'm telling y'all, I had to do a soul searching, biblical praying, Lord, is that me? Am I doing that? Kind of thing, okay? When I started out. We're supposed to be our husband's helpmates, not a problem, not a drama queen. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're supposed to be their supporter, their encourager, not their personal destroyer. We're going to get more into that in another video, being a helpmate to our husband. I asked you, how's your speech? How's your tongue? Do you have a potty mouth? Y'all, a potty mouth is not becoming on a lady. It's not. It's not becoming on a lady. It also says that a woman is supposed to guard her tongue in the Titus 2 woman. We're supposed to guard our tongues, and especially from slander. Okay? Read Titus 2, 3 through 5. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to say this. The foolish woman tears her husband down, right? Okay. I kind of see now why so many men want to get out of the house and not want to come home. Because they're wanting to escape. Ladies, sometimes your husband may not just want to be around you because of you. Y'all, I don't mean to say this in an ugly way, but I honestly don't know another way to say it. Sometimes our husbands want to get away from us just simply because of the kind of person we've become. We're immature. We've become that foolish woman, and we don't know how to straighten up. We don't know how to be better. Okay? I see a lot of men that's got to the point where they don't even want to be around their wives because of the way they act, they talk. And I'm just being honest, y'all. I kind of understand. Me and my husband have this thing where we got into random acts of kindness. We're constantly, every day, all day long, trying to see something that we can do for our husbands. Random acts of kindness. My husband is always doing for me. And I'm like, And I see husbands spoiling their wives, doing things for their husbands all the time. I mean, walking on razor blades, trying to make their wives happy because they're afraid if they make their wives mad, they're going to be in the doghouse. Well, I didn't do this. I guess I'm going to be in the doghouse now or sleeping on the couch. Stop. What are some things that you can start doing for your husbands? Wives aren't the only ones that needs to be spoiled. Husbands deserve to be spoiled too. I'm going to throw that in there for you guys. What are you doing for your spouse? But I'm not talking about the homemaking things like cooking and cleaning. What are you doing for your spouse? Okay? Random acts of kindness. Do you live your life? Oh, let's get to this. Does your husband have good things to say about you? Or what does he have to talk to his buddies about? Are you giving him good things to say about you? Now, y'all, my husband likes to pick on me. Yes, he likes to aggravate the far out of me. And he sometimes he'll tell his coworkers, man, my wife don't take care of me. But y'all, they know different. When that man walks in there with a full course meal for his lunch and breakfast is prepared and then there might be a little snacky in there, they know that man's been fed. They know he's been taken care of. They know better. They know me. It's a good thing. But what can your husband say about you? Can he talk to his friends about you? Man, my wife takes such good care of me. I don't know what I'd do without her. Or, man, y'all, can we hang out? I gotta get out of the house. She's on a rampage. I can't take it. I gotta get out of the house. Yeah. I told y'all this was going to get deep, and I probably just lost the other 25% of y'all, and I'm probably talking to my computer now, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep going. Somebody will enjoy it. How do you talk to your husband? How do you talk to him like, I'm just going to say it. I hear some ladies sometimes talk to their husbands like they're dumb. Like they're children. Like they're, I don't exactly know the word I'm looking for. How do you talk to your husband when y'all are around other people? How do you treat him? How do you... Do you in front of your friends and y'all are together? Do you like hold his hand and gestures and rub his leg and say, do you praise him in front of your friends, your family? Do you say good things about him? Ladies, I know what half of y'all would do if you found out how your husband's talked about y'all to his buddies. I know exactly what y'all would do. You'd be finding the first frying pan or iron skillet you could find, or rolling pin, or he'd be in the doghouse. I mean, how would you feel if he turned around and did you that way, talk to you that way, hurt your feelings, treated you like you didn't have any common sense, treated you badly, and especially in front of your family and friends? Put yourself in your husband's shoes if you do him that way. I'm going to have to tell y'all some more, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was not my husband's family's first choice of potential girlfriends and more or less wife. My husband was very protected. He was the baby of the family. He has 5 older siblings. One, two, 3 of which has passed. But they were very protective of him. I wasn't their first choice. I came into a family with some family members that just did not like me. I'm going to be honest. We were young. They thought I was immature. Some of them knew my reputation in my younger years. And one sister it's not that the fact that she just didn't like me. It was the fact that she was very jealous of me because all those years she had her baby brother's attention. His focus was on her and her daughter. And all of a sudden somebody else came in the picture. She was very jealous. It's not that she didn't like me at all. But, man, she gave me a run for my money and a hard time. And my mother-in-law, honestly, and another sister-in-law, honestly just didn't care too much for me when he first introduced me and I met them. And, yeah, it kind of hurt. But let me tell y'all something. My husband, my boyfriend at the time, loved me. It didn't matter to him what his family thought of me. He loved me enough to introduce me to his family. Now, this is what I did. I came into this family knowing I wasn't his choice by his family. Family get-togethers, things like that. I could feel the tension. I could feel the not warm feeling. I'm not saying they treated me awful. They welcomed me for my husband's sake. But this is what I did. I loved my husband enough, my boyfriend, my fiance, my husband enough. I just kept standing by his side. And I kept praying, okay, one of these days they're going to accept me. One of these days they're going to love me. One of these days I'm going to be okay in the family. One of these days. By standing by his side, showing up, supporting my husband. Honestly, y'all, yes, it kind of bothered me that it took me a long time. Yes, I was just, there. Yes, they did talk to me, made me feel welcome, but they were doing that out of respect for my husband. I just kept showing up, showing them, I'm going to be there for this man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to do anything to hurt him. I wanted to prove myself. I really did. I wanted to prove myself. And I wasn't doing it just for his family. I was doing it for my husband. I'm going to show your family that I'm a good wife to you. I'm going to be a good wife to you. Over the years, when I learned how to be a better wife, I told y'all this was a reality check for me, y'all. This Proverbs 31 woman, she's not meant to tear you down and she's not meant to make you look bad, but she is there to make you check yourself. Over the years, this is what happened. They saw I wasn't going anywhere. They saw, she's here to stay. She's lasted 5, 10, 15, 20. Y'all, it kept on going. They saw I wasn't going anywhere. That sister-in-law that gave me so much trouble, when we got home from a year-long work trip, we had to pack a fifth wheel camper with a 5-year-old and a 7-month-old baby in tow, pack up what I could in a fifth wheel camper, and go across out west. We were there on a work trip for a year, away from our friends and our family. We did a lot of growing up then too. But when we got back home, this is what won the sister-in-law over. She said, she met me outside. As soon as we pulled in that house, she was there. She met me outside. I'm like, oh my gosh, what now? And she just hugged me. And it just surprised me. And she said, I want to let you know right now, I am sorry that I have treated you the way I have treated you for 7 years. No. Our oldest son was 6, but we had already been married. Oh, y'all, like over 10 years. This went on. And she said, I am so sorry. I have treated you the way I've treated you all these years. She said, I honestly, from the depth of my heart, apologize. She said, to see you do what you just did by just blindly following your husband, to drop everything you were doing, pack a fifth wheel camper, leave your family and your friends, and travel across country with my brother and take care of him and my 2 nephews for a year. She said, I honestly admire you. That meant that she will never know how much that meant to me. I did tell her that day, but y'all, she honestly will never know how much that one statement right there meant to me. She knew that I was dedicated. She knew that I was loyal. I was faithful. Not many women would do that. To just drop what they're doing to do what I did. Not many women will do that. I did it because I loved my husband enough. I was his helpmate. I learned how to be my husband's helpmate, to be his encourager, his supporter, his inspiration, his drive, his push. I learned how to be that. That is what opened her eyes to see me for who I was, and I wasn't going anywhere. Few years later, my mother-in-law, her eyes were open. She said the same thing. She said, I don't know many women that would have done what you just did. And she said, I have seen how much you have taken care of my son over these years, and I see how you're taking care of my grandchildren and what you do for them. I'm not gonna sit here and brag. She just gave me a bunch of nice compliments, okay? Her eyes were open, and I am so thankful. I think I finally proved myself after about 15 years to his family. But y'all, I wasn't doing it for his family. Everything I was doing for my husband. I wasn't doing it for show. I wasn't doing it to get his family to accept me. I was doing this for my husband because I learned how to be a better wife. I matured myself. I learned, I read, I researched, I studied, I bought all the books, and I taught myself. And I just want to help other women. I want to help encourage other women. And there's so many other things that we've got to cover and so many other things we've got to talk about. But ladies, I want you to think about your reputation, how you act, how you talk, how you dress, how you treat him, how you treat him in front of other people, how you treat him behind his back, how you talk to him. Please don't be that other Proverbs, that other woman in Proverbs that it talks about tearing your husband down. Please don't be that woman. Please do not be her. Think about when you get together with your friends, what you need to say, what you don't need to say. Things that you might not need to reveal to your friends because you don't want to have a friend giving you false advice, wrong advice. Like I said a while ago, some of your little friends can do more harm than good. Find a good Titus 2 woman, an elderly woman to go to. Here's a verse in 2 Timothy chapter 2. Let's just start with 15. Be diligent to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who doesn't need to be ashamed, correctly teaching the word of truth. Avoid irreverent and empty speech, since those who engage in it will produce even more godlessness. And then their teaching's going to just spread like gangrene. Watch your speech when you're with your friends. Watch what you reveal. Watch who you talk to. Watch how you talk. Think about your reputation. Guys, I'm going to have to say this to y'all. If you're a young guy and y'all just got married, you got some work to do too. If you want to be respected, you want to be mature, you want to be known in the gates, you want to have a good reputation, you got to work on yourselves so you can give your wives something good to talk about you. Did y'all catch that, guys? Y'all need to work on yourselves so your wife will have something good to say about you. Okay? I hope this has helped y'all in some way. I feel like there's still much more I can say. If I forgot to say it in this video, rest assured, I'll stick it in another one. But this was when I was younger. I started researching and I said, man, I got a lot of work to do. I had to work on my temper. I have a short fuse. It used to be worse than what it is now. I had to work on my temper. I had to work on my patience. I wanted to uplift my husband and say good things about him. I want to be his inspiration. I don't want to tear my husband down. He does not deserve that. I don't know what I did to deserve the man that I got, but somehow, some way, God saw fit to bless me with a good man who was raised by a good godly woman. And I honestly don't know what I did to deserve him. Honestly, I still say to myself, God, I don't know what I did, but thank you so much for giving me the man that you did. I'm not going to do anything to ruin this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna keep studying the Proverbs 30 woman. I'm gonna keep standing by my husband, being his helpmate, his encourager. But ladies, we're talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. It's all on us right now. Pray for your husbands. Lift them up in prayer. Encourage them. Men are like little boys sometimes. Even if they do the teeny tiniest little thing, they want your attention. Just like they used to do. Look, Mommy, look at me. Look what I did, Mommy. Look, Mommy. He kind of wants that same attention from his wife. Look what I just did, sweetheart. Look, babe. Look. Okay, y'all, come on, inspire your husbands, lift them up, encourage them. Don't tear them down. Don't be that foolish woman in the Bible. That's probably the reason why some of these men want to get away from their wives. Okay? Think about it. Y'all, thank y'all for hanging out with me in my kitchen tonight as I made supper for me and dear hubby. I took some things from the freezer. I took some things out from the pantry, put it all in a Dutch oven, just made a creation, serving up supper for me and my husband. I took the time to make him up some breakfasts and spoil him. He's been on a weight loss journey. My husband has lost 60 pounds. And I've been trying to help him. I prepared him some breakfasts that he requested. Y'all, thank y'all for visiting in my kitchen tonight and visiting our farm. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Thank y'all for going through this study with me. Y'all get in your Bibles. Study that Proverbs 31 woman. Y'all put some things that y'all have learned in the comments, okay? Things that you've got to pray about. It'll stay, well, I would say confidential, but it's YouTube comments. So if you need prayer, put in the comments. I can use your prayer. Lift me up in prayer. No word has to be spoken, nothing. It'll all be in confidence, and I will put you in my prayers. We're going to sit down. We're going to enjoy this meal now, and we're going to bless our food. And thank y'all for hanging out with us. Y'all, if you enjoy our channel, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you want to. Thanks for hanging out with us. God bless you. We'll see you in the next one.